Welcome to Retro Ordinaire, a trawl through the bottom drawer of entertainment history. My name is Jason Chong, and alongside me is Scott John.
Hello, Jason. Always a pleasure. Episode 2, high five. Oh, that hurt. That was the worst high five.
Is that your bad wrist?
No, the other one's worse than that.
Okay.
This one's my good wrist. I do a lot with this wrist.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
So we dropped an episode just before Christmas.
Yeah.
And then didn't do anything for a while. Had some time with our families. And now we're back for number 2.
And before we move on, we should thank Joel. We forgot in episode 1.
Yes.
But our mate Joel did the theme song and beautiful work, Joel. I believe we still owe you some beer. We pay people in beer.
Yeah, we did say. Did he say what his favourite beer was?
I can't recall, but
Okay.
whatever's on special is what he's getting.
Yeah, so that's Joel McMillan. I don't know how to get in contact with him. Should we give out his number?
Nah.
Okay.
Bugger him.
Well, we should just give him the beer, I think.
Yeah, we'll at least do that.
Either way, he's getting paid.
Today's show, Jason.
In today's show, we're going to be talking about Chuck Norris Karate Kommandos.
Oh, excellent. It's a cartoon, right?
It's a cartoon. It's an animated series that he put out.
I'm looking at a couple of response songs to Madonna hits.
Fascinating.
Yes.
This is a really... just amazing thing that happened in history. You're looking at me like I'm being sarcastic. But
I'm not sure what you're doing right now.
This is genuinely crazy and it has influenced diss tracks as we know them today on YouTube.
Tracks. Yes. So we've got the Papa from Papa Don't Preach, his response to that, and something called Holiday Rap.
Great.
Which I think is missing a C. And also, you'll be looking at It's a Knockout, right?
Yes, I've been looking at it all week, and none of that time was wasted at all. It is as amazing as you remember it.
Oh, good. Well, I look forward to that. Let's get started now.
This is Chuck Norris's Karate Kommandos.
I can't wait.
Yeah, this was an animated series. It was 5 episodes in the, I think, 1986. It actually aired. How's this? You think you got 5 episodes. It took you ages to make. But they did them like Monday to Friday one week.
Wow.
So they just blew it all
Just
in one week. Yeah, that's it. Done.
Very Chuck.
What else? Let's go to the Mr. T.
Yeah.
So if you've seen the Mr. T animated series, it's kind of like that. So
I have.
He starts off and ends every episode as him, as a live action version of himself, and it's often some kind of moral thing. But then it's always like he actually did the thing. So he says sometimes it's hard to stand up a bully, but that's what you got to do. Like the time when I was down in Florida and Super Ninja tried
Super Ninja.
Oh, by the way,
Super Ninja is his
Super
sidekick.
Ninja is a character.
Is that his sidekick?
No, that's his nemesis henchman.
Oh.
So that's like his Bebop and Rocksteady.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I thought Super Ninja was a good guy. To be honest,
No.
I found it hard to follow.
Yep.
And there was a lot of noise. The soundtrack, I think that's what it was. It was distracting. There's this 80s keyboard running through the whole thing.
Yeah.
It never stops. It's like while you're watching TV, someone's sitting behind you playing Daytona.
Yeah.
It's just it's really irritating.
That's what the 80s was like.
Yeah.
What I want to do is I want to just play the opening for you.
Oh, the theme tune?
But it's like a minute long, and that's a bit too long. So what I've done is I've cut out everything that isn't the words Chuck Norris.
Okay.
And it's still 25 seconds long.
Okay.
Okay.
Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris, man of action. Chuck Norris stars in Chuck Norris Karate Kommandos. Chuck Norris with Chuck Norris. I'll finish Norris. Chuck Norris stars in Chuck Norris Karate Kommandos.
How many, in that opening, how many times does it say Chuck Norris?
There are 9 Chuck Norrises.
9, a Chuck and a Norris.
Yes, the Chuck and
Yes.
one of the characters.
Yes.
That it is crazy. I'm going to play it again, and I'm going to stop. I'm not going to play the whole thing through. But listen, Chuck Norris. That's once. 2 words. 2 out of 2.
Chuck Norris,
4 out of 4.
of action.
4 out of 7.
Chuck Norris stars in...
6 out of the first 9 words are Chuck Norris.
Well, fair enough. Yeah, they don't really need to use any other words.
Like I said before, he does those intros. I'm just going to play a few of them. This is the one from... Actually, first of all, here's just something out of context.
Have you ever made a mistake? Of course you have.
That's it. I don't know why he's berating some child for making mistakes. Of course you have. You know why? You're not Chuck Norris.
That's right.
I don't think he wanted to say this line.
The gang and I ran into the Claw and some of his more nasty friends while we were transporting a state-of-the-art robot on what turned out to be a terror train.
Oh, debt's a terrible thing.
So that's from Terror Train. But just listen to him, his heartbreak, just before he says, state-of-the-art robot.
We're transporting a state-of-the-art robot on what turned out...
A state-of-the-art robot.
You can literally hear him go, state-of-the-art robot. Oh, by the way, I should say this too. Karate Kommandos, if you're searching for it on YouTube,
I'm not.
is both spelled with a K. Karate and Kommandos.
Okay.
Even though Chuck is spelled with a, I guess it's got a K in it.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
Kommandos.
the wrong number of Ks, isn't it?
Maybe somebody else had already made Chuck Norris Karate Kommandos with a C. So had to.
I'm sure that's definitely what's happening. Basically, they fight on the water. They're always fighting. They end up going underwater and fighting under there. They're in the sea lab. The sea lab is going to make this tidal wave that's going to kill Japan. Chuck Norris, with a couple of kicks, gets rid of everyone. And now he has to turn off the machine that's making the wave. And this is his thought process.
How am I going to turn this thing off? I'll pull the plug.
That's an excellent idea.
Took him six seconds to figure that out.
And he even got a bit of thinking music.
Yeah, and he doesn't even do that. What he does is he gets his Skeletor's trident, and he throws it at the electricity box, which dislodges a wire, and he gets the wire, which is like live electricity, and he puts it into the computer, burning the computer.
Yeah.
Right, and that's how he unplugs it. But when he does it, I notice the computer kind of screams. So have a listen to this. This is the computer dying. Did you hear that?
Yeah, that's like Celine Dion.
From the other episodes, I've just had a quick look and taken out a couple of grabs. I think this is probably my favorite quote from the entire series. This is Chuck Norris. He's obviously on the chase. He sees a bike and he needs some kind of transport, so he hops on the bike and starts it up.
Dude, that's my bike. Sorry, guys. This is an emergency. I'm Chuck Norris.
He drives away.
Americans.
Americans.
This is an emergency. I'm Chuck Norris.
You've probably definitely heard of me. And then, as always, every episode ends with, that corny cartoon, the last joke, and then everyone starts laughing. Here's the quality of them.
Wow, it's the imposter.
Sure is. And he'll have a lot of time to work on his new identity.
What's that, boss?
A jailbird.
Again, that is every 80s cartoon.
Yes, quality. Well, I really enjoyed that. I thought that was great. And Chuck Norris is underrated in my view.
Do you think that Chuck Norris is going to listen to this and you're afraid of him? That's what it sounds like.
I assume he scans.
He's got a Google alert.
He has got a Google alert. He just scans the internet at all times, waiting for people to mention Chuck Norris. And we must have mentioned him at least 40 times, and he's mentioned himself at least 20.
In the intro.
Yes. So, hello, Chuck.
Hey, Chucky.
So now, Jason, we're looking at response songs or answer songs. You know what they are?
I don't really. You've introduced me to the concept, but
so if someone has a hit song, and then somebody else chooses to respond to that song via their own written song,
wow,
that's a response.
That's like
song
a rap battle from back in the day before rap.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
So we're doing those, but specifically Madonna songs. All right, niche.
Very niche.
Very niche.
But yet it's a whole category.
It is a category. So the first of these is from Danny Aiello. Danny Aiello,
Right.
The actor, more famous for his acting.
Yes, he has that face. That's in everything.
Yes.
Everything set in New York City has to have his face in it.
Yeah. He started in Godfather Part 2. I think
Yeah.
that was one of his early films. In a couple of Woody Allen films, Purple Rose of Cairo and Radio Days.
Yes.
Moonstruck.
Yeah, right.
So, established, successful actor.
Was he like Bruce Willis's partner in Moonstruck?
I don't know, but they were together in Hudson Hawk.
Oh, yes. Yes. That's what I meant.
And actually, one of his first pieces of recorded music was from that. This is Bruce Willis and Danny Aiello on the Hudson Hawk soundtrack.
Through all kinds of weather, sing it, Danny.
What if the sky should fall? Just as long as we're together.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at all.
There you go. That's from 91.
91.
Yes. Right. Unfortunately, Auto-Tune wasn't released till 97. Otherwise, that would have helped that along a bit.
Okay.
And then he released a couple of albums. He's got 3 or 4 albums.
Yeah. He's not terrible. Like that's okay. It's like you
should put that on a sticker on the cover of his CDs. He's not terrible.
Some podcast. But if your uncle sang like that, you'd say your uncle could sing.
Yes.
That's such a weird yardstick for if I think something's good or not.
But do you want to have a look? We'll have a listen.
Yeah, what else you got?
Have a look.
Lady in red.
Yes.
Is dancing with me.
All right, I don't know
Sing along, everybody.
I don't know how to stop this, Jason.
No, just let it go.
Nobody.
Can we turn this off?
Okay. All right.
You've got the faders.
Okay, I'm fading it down.
All
beautiful. Right. Wonderful karaoke standard.
Listening to that, it's the only time in my life I think I've wanted to be listening to Krista Berg.
Which, ironically, he's got on his latest CD.
Yes. So this brings us to his 1986 musical tour de force. Now, I don't know if you remember, the link to Madonna is... Do you remember the video for Papa Don't Preach?
I watched it after you said this, and Danny Aiello appears in the last 15 seconds.
Is that all?
I feel like it.
Oh, okay. He's the Papa, right?
Yeah. And it's so Madonna's wandering the streets saying, "Oh my God, I've got a baby and I don't know what to do with it." She realizes she's keeping it. She goes home and he's just sitting in front of the TV and she just walks into him and he's angry and then he wants to talk. And he's literally only in the last maybe third of it.
So if you were in a Madonna clip, you'd think you'd be pretty happy about it.
Yeah, you'd be stoked.
He's not. In an interview with Dangerous Minds, he said, and I'll read this quote. He said, "I had no idea who Madonna was, so I said to my daughters," and this is my Danny Aiello impression.
Okay, great. Yes.
Is it good?
Do it.
So I said to my daughter Stacey, they want me to do this music video.
No, do the impression.
This is my impression of Danny Aiello.
You need some work.
And she said, "Dad, you have to do it." So I went back and I said, "I'll do it if my daughter is permitted on the set and can have a picture with Madonna." And Madonna sort of backed up and told her representative that I don't do that. And my daughter has hated her ever since. "I'm a movie actor doing this piece of crap," says the star of Mail Order Bride. So he wasn't happy. He's not a Madonna fan.
Okay, so he didn't know who she was. He just did this gig.
She snubbed his daughter.
Yeah.
Right?
And he
don't
obviously
do that.
never listened to the song before.
That's right. So most people would go away and just, move on with their life. Not Danny Aiello.
Right.
Danny decided to get some street cred back by recording his own response song and music video from the dad's point of view called... and he actually released this. It's called Papa Wants the Best for You. So this is from the music video.
Sounds like Papa Don't Preach.
I was not preaching, just trying to show you the right from the wrong. I'm only reaching out for the things that will help you along. Before your mama passed away, she made me promise every day that I would take care of her baby and help her to grow into do. Oh my God. Papa wants the best, he only wants the best for you. Papa's just
Have we had enough? Have you heard enough?
I don't know if you've heard enough. Your lips were moving in time. You were singing along.
You know, I kind of like it. I must say, it's a bit of an earworm.
I love that he's introducing characters that weren't mentioned. The dead mum. That's not a thing in Papa Don't Preach.
Well, maybe it's in the verse that was cut. I don't know.
So funny.
So in the video, he's walking around town in a singlet, he's in and out of nightclubs and shops looking for Madonna, and there's Madonna lookalikes because I figured that she refused to appear.
I can imagine. Do you know why? Because she said, if I do it, if Danny Aiello will take a picture with my dad.
He wouldn't do that. So, and then at one point, for some reason, he's breaking a few rocks with a hammer. So he's an angry guy. And I was watching this, and at first, like you, I thought it was quite funny, and I was laughing. But this is the truth. It got me. When you watch the music video, it got me because it's authentic. This is exactly what any dad would sound like trying to record a pop song to connect with their daughter. There's something, that's quite affecting about it. So, and I may have cried.
You did not, did you?
I may have cried. Yeah,
especially
especially at the key change.
I'll be proud to hold you, baby, in my hands. Papa just wants the best for you. He wants to be proud of the things you do. Papa wants the best. He only wants the best
It's good, right?
you.
I don't know,
That key change made my anus cry.
I think it took 5 years off his life. So,
Wow.
I wonder whether Madonna was tempted to
do a diss
respond
track
to that.
back.
Papa don't sing. So there you go.
That's
I
crazy.
like it. 5 stars.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Google it. Watch it. Give him some
Absolutely.
hits.
It'll be up on our Facebook and all that kind of stuff. It's definitely worth a watch. It's
You'll
not
be-
worth 5
You'll
stars.
be singing it tomorrow. Apparently, there was another response song released by a group of priests called Madonna Don't Preach.
Really?
I couldn't find it. I thought I'd set a challenge to our listeners. Anyone who can find Madonna Don't Preach and send us the audio will get a special mention in episode 3.
Can we give them a T-shirt or something?
No.
We don't have T-shirts, but you've got heaps of T-shirts.
Yeah, I've got a T-shirt.
Yeah, I'll send them a T-shirt.
Have you got a Madonna one?
No.
Danny Aiello?
Yes, I'd have it, but I'm not giving that to some scum who listen to this stupid podcast.
So if anyone could find it, we'll give you one of Chongy's old T-shirts.
Great.
I've got another. So the second Madonna response song I'd like to celebrate is it's called Holiday Rap.
Oh
by
my God.
the Netherlands' own MC Micah G
No.
and DJ Sven.
Nordic rap.
So this rapping duo met in 1986 at Club Baccarat and recorded this together soon after. Have a listen.
Gonna ring rang a dong for a holiday.
Put your arms in the air, let me hear you say.
Gonna ring rang a dong for a holiday.
Mike and G and Sven, we're here to stay.
Gonna ring rang a dong for a holiday.
Hey, check out the new style we just played.
We are going on a summer holiday. If you want to go, you'll swim. We go into London and New York City, and we take a little piece of Amsterdam, right?
But there you go.
Okay, so tell me about this. What the hell? What the hell, Scott?
Oh, you're doubting it, but it was international here. It got to number 1 on the single charts in 34 countries.
What?
34 countries, and reached the top 10.
Was this before the USSR broke up?
I had no idea. And reached the top 10 in 12 other countries.
Right.
Yeah, so that's impressive. And not only that, but in an sort of like a audio-based babushka doll.
You've got me. Definitely interested now.
Madonna's songs. In 1989, a popular entertainer from Russia, Sergei Minev, he recorded a response song to Holiday Rap.
Yes.
And he called this DJ's Rap. and it gained strong popularity through the USSR in 1989. Have a listen to this.
Брось курица и рассмеши людей. Тишаки, Сергей, мы разрешаем наши нервы, не жалей. Ну-ка, тишаки, Всем известно в мире, что и тишаки, как и все мы хочет жить. Лепится все же ярлык открепить, что за ним должны мы посвятить. Класс!
Absolutely savage, that was.
If I ran a
Using that kind of language.
If I ran a cancer clinic, that would be my on-hold music.
It's so specific and offensive. Why can't you just own a bookstore in this hypothetical thing?
I was intrigued, and I stuck Sergei Minev into YouTube.
Great.
And quite a rabbit hole. If you do put in Sergei Minev, there's all sorts of weird stuff. Have a look. Listen to this. This one is called Brother Louie.
That's not your listening device malfunctioning.
What the hell is that?
That was intentional.
It's like the internal monologue of Donald Trump. That's what goes on in his head as his press conferences. And there's plenty of other good stuff from Sergei Minev. So back to MC Micah G and DJ Sven.
Oh, yeah.
The follow-up single to Holiday Rap was a complete reinvention for the duo. Not really. It was a rap version of Celebration by Kool and the Gang.
Great.
Called Celebration Rap.
So people in the world, are you ready for some action? Yo, spread this rap like a chain reaction. Listen close, you will agree. There is no escape. Yo, we're family. It's a celebration.
That made it to the top 10 in about 30 countries. So
I could listen to that.
Yeah, it's
That's
good,
not bad.
eh? And a quick tip, listeners, Holiday Rap is also the soundtrack to one of the great YouTube videos, Little Superstar. Have you seen this?
No.
All right. Pause this now and go search for Little Superstar. You won't be disappointed.
Okay, I just looked up Little Superstar. Can I tell them a little?
That's awesome. Yeah,
So there's a viral video that went around of like a little, I'm going to say Pakistani kid.
I don't know.
Dancing hip hop, and a beatbox like starts and stops, and he's doing robots and stuff. It's amazing, and it truly is hip hop holiday rap thing.
Yeah.
I'm so excited that those things connect.
Yeah, there you go. So that's Madonna response songs. I'm out of here. I'm off to get a beer.
Hang on, we got another segment.
See you later.
It was a magical time between the 17th of April 1985 and the not ominous at all September 11, 1987, when the world was graced with It's a Knockout.
Ah, wonderful TV. Mm-hmm. This is the Aussie version we should mention. The UK version started in the 60s, right? And
Yeah,
they were based on the French version.
So that was called Intervilles, which I'm guessing is like villages against each other kind of thing. The only clip I could find of it was it's black and white. It looks like they're in the Colosseum, but it's in France somewhere. So Le Colosseum, I guess.
History, yeah.
And there's what looks to be a donkey race happening, and then a fight breaks out in the audience, and all hell breaks loose. So I'm going to put that on our Facebook and Twitter. Yeah, so Intervilles spawned something called Jeux Sans Frontières, which was Games Without Borders. That happened in 1965, where towns all across Europe would compete in stupid games.
Excellent.
And then there would be some kind of like knockout tournament. It was basically the Eurovision of knackering yourself on a greasy pole, which they couldn't call greasy pole for fear of offending the Polish contestants. So It's a Knockout, the Australian version, more than 100 episodes, 3 seasons. Here's an interesting thing. The theme just brought back so many more. I'm going to play it now. Such a good theme.
In the distance you can hear the sound of a cheer and the laugh and the roar of a crowd.
And you can feel the expectation and the wild jubilation as they're shouting the winner's names aloud.
'Cause it's the greatest game in town.
And it's the craziest fun around. It's a knockout, that's the name. It's a knockout, that's the game.
So that was written by Rick Turk, who has an amazing body of work. And I've got a little quiz here for you, Scotty.
Oh, I like quizzes.
Do you know the name of this one?
Perfect match.
Yeah.
Are we going to listen to the whole perfect
Just to the
match
perfect
thing?
match.
Good.
We talked over it. Never mind. All right. So that was the first one he did. He also did Blankety Blanks, Potluck, Candid Camera. Here's another one. Do you know what this one is?
Four Corners.
Yeah. Wow. You got that real quick.
One of my favourites.
Oh, good.
I often put that on the... in the car.
Family car
when I drive
trips.
it. Yeah.
We're going to
Just on
Port Broughton, kids. He did Family Feud, Jeopardy, Blind Date, Man Oh Man.
Four Corners and Man Oh Man couldn't be more opposite. That's great.
Well, throw in Foreign Correspondent and Gardening Australia in there too. Sail of the Century and the Grundy logo music. This has been a Grundy television. He did that.
That was him. What a discography.
Yeah. So the theme was great, and the theme is exactly how you remember it, obviously. That's how time works.
Yes.
And the graphics, it was so much fun to watch again. And then presenters come out. The presenters were Billy J. Smith and Fiona McDonald, who was the Danny to Sister Jackie McDonald's Kylie.
Yes.
I think you remember.
That's right.
Time.
And all I remember about her, she had the most irritating laugh in
Her laugh
history.
is great, and you shut your face.
Oh, well, okay. I apologise profusely.
No, she was famous for having that laugh.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people were like, oh, it's no good. But it works so well in It's a Knockout because it's just nuts, and she's the laugh track for the show.
Yeah, I just remember my dad like switching over every time he heard that. I was like, turn that bloody woman off! That was my house when It's a Knockout was on.
Yep, but he was the president of the Jackie McDonald fan club, wasn't he?
That's right.
They had a lot of celebrity judges. Lisa Curry, who was not a Curry Kenny yet. This is where she met Grant Kenny, who she'd later have kids with and divorce. Ricky May was maybe the most famous judge. He was a New Zealand crooner. New
Zealand, yeah.
Yeah. And he was like a big dude, had a lot of like personality and was great at it.
And he always had to put the word boogie at the end of his... He used to do little poems.
Oh, really?
When he was in... Because he was always a guy with a horn going, to start the games, right?
Is heat number one, and it's Victoria up against Queensland, and...
Ricky, sound the hooter.
Monk's got the dinghy, Monk's got the paddle. We got the obstacle, Monks have to straddle. Boogie!
So he had to just chuck a boogie in. Everything was boogie.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so he was like a singer. He did some stuff on Hey Hey Saturday as well.
He was always on Hey Hey Saturday, wasn't he? He only had one song, and whatever TV show he was on, he just changed the words slightly to the same song. And this is when he was doing that song for It's a Knockout.
It's a knockout, it's a knockout. It's great for the kids, it's a family show. It is a knockout, all the Apex clubs, let's give them a go.
Because on YouTube you can find him going, hey, it's Saturday, it's a family show.
That's great.
Four Corners, it's a family show.
Also, Dick Johnson, John English, Vince Sorrenti, Jason Donovan, Cameron Daddo, and Carrie Ann Kennelly were all celebrity judges, and all conveniently appeared in the celebrity versions, which we'll get to a bit later on as well. Here's another pop quiz. So there were 4 colours: red, blue, yellow, and green, and there were 4 states. Yeah. Because there was no one from Western Australia. It was only Victoria, New South Wales, Queensland, and SA. Name this, pair the states up with the colours.
South Australia was green.
Yeah, I hated that.
I don't know. I'm lost.
Who's blue?
New South Wales?
No. Try again.
Victoria?
Yes. New South Wales is...
Yellow.
No.
Red?
Yes.
Sorry. Are you getting sick of that yet?
No, please keep doing it. Queensland was yellow. And the teams, contestants would come from Apex community groups, which is like the Rotary or Lions Club.
Lovely, yeah.
And they would come, try and win money, most probably get hurt. And if they did win money, it would go to the club, and the club would help distribute it amongst the community. So that was kind of nice.
Wonderful.
So obviously the games are the most important thing. They all involved vinyl and detergent and some type of people falling over. One of my favorites was a thing called Space Race. There was this huge like Saturn, and there was someone who would run around the ring of Saturn.
Yeah.
And then all the other people in another team would be spinning the thing the other way.
Right.
So it was like a travelator.
Yeah. Did they ever work health and safety rep on this show? Because that would be a terrible job.
No, that would never have happened.
Did anyone ever actually get hurt during the making of this show, as far as you're aware?
Not that we could tell, but like there's no fear of heights. Like there's things where they're zip-lining in and trying to jump on a pool, but they start like 10 meters in the air, and there's just like accountants from Bowral who just like they're more than happy to jump and grab this thing. It was a different time.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. There was a steeplechase, which we've got a bit of audio from. This is the audio of Fiona McDonald's laugh, where they were pantomime horses. Of course they were, with a jockey, and they have to compete. A steeplechase, obviously, they're doused with dishwashing liquid as well. And this is the end of one.
But the big battle here at the moment. The Tornadoes are getting over on their knees. They went through on their knees, their head, their ears, everything.
But they're getting there, that's what counts.
Oh, they're getting back onto their feet.
Wait for me.
Almost back onto their feet.
Oh, she's mounting the wrong way.
The jockey was about to go on the wrong way.
So lots of fun there.
That voice is...
I love it. I think it's perfect.
It's like Giggle and Hoot. Have you seen
great.
Giggle and Hoot?
No, I'm an adult.
Yes.
There's one called Bumbling Bees, where people were dressed up in a bee costume and they had like a really sharp stinger on their bum, and they had to jump into like pods of balloons and pop balloons and stuff. Do you remember that one?
No.
Oh my God.
No, I don't remember many of them, I must
Do you remember Up the Creek, which was a culturally insensitive Native American themed canoe race?
No, don't remember that one.
How about Loch Ness Monster?
No.
Where you had to like do a puzzle on a huge wall, and the puzzle was like the step to get the next one up.
Yeah.
And you had to make this like 10-meter high puzzle.
No.
No, nothing. Frankenstein. A woman tied up by
Are you going to go through every game that was ever on It's a Knockout? I didn't watch it then. I don't want to go through the whole damn history of the show now.
That is the entire point of the podcast. Frankenstein. A woman is tied by the ankles and has to plant flowers while being chased by a guy in a huge Frankenstein costume and eventually tackled. Super Guy. It was like a Superman thing. A guy had to stop a train, then leap over a building, then get changed in a phone booth.
Yeah, I do remember
that one.
I do,
Suck it, Scotty.
I do remember that one.
And this one sums up It's a Knockout for me. Like every time I think about it, this is the game I go to. It was called Sinking Rowboats, where people had to do like laps of a pool, but the boat had holes in them. So like someone had to bail out water and the other people...
And the game stopped when one of them drowned.
Yes. When the coroner pronounced your teammate dead.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of celebrities. We went through a few before. They had celebrity specials featuring Guy Pearce, Kylie Minogue, Joey Peroni from Young Talent Time.
Ah, yes. Yeah, here's Joey Peroni and Kylie Minogue.
Victoria, a team that have done very well in our celebrity It's a Knockout so far. I think the score at the moment is 2 out of 3. Can you make it 3 out of 4 tonight?
Of course we can.
You're a little one to be in the boat there. You're sure you're okay at all?
I'm fine, yep.
You're very-
I'm psyching up the whole team here.
You are,
I
I think you've done a very good job.
Yeah, slightly condescending towards our Kylie. Though.
Yeah, and our Kylie has a different voice than she has now.
Yes. She also had vocal training afterwards. Yeah. Now, my main memory of It's a Knockout was... Did you ever see It's a Royal Knockout?
Yeah, I think I remember. I remember watching it with my mum and her being very impressed that Cliff Richard was on the telly.
It was 87, and it was Prince Edward's idea, so it was the royal family.
Really?
Yeah. He had his own TV production company, and wow. So he created this, got the royals together with some celebrities, and it's an impressive lineup of contestants. There was Prince Edward, Christopher Reeve, Dame Kiri Te-Kanawa,
Wow.
Cliff Richard, Kevin Kline, Jackie Stewart, John Cleese, Tom Jones, Princess Anne, Prince Andrew, Nigel Mansell, John Travolta, Margot Kidder, Meatloaf, Pamela Stevenson, Krista Berg, Jane Seymour, Viv Richards, Sarah Ferguson. That is impressive, isn't it?
I can't believe we mentioned Krista Berg twice in this episode.
That was like a deleted verse from We Didn't Start the Fire.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fantastic, and they just did like a lot of medieval themed It's a Knockout, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So it's very similar. Here's a little bit. Have a listen to this.
Pamela Stevenson, Running for the Blues, against Cliff Richard and John Travolta. It's John Travolta by the Duke of York. Pam Stevenson, the one and only John Travolta, the star, the superstar. John Travolta delivers the goods, pops it in the pot.
That's a lot to take in.
Would you watch it if they did it nowadays with Markle and Harry and the other guy?
I don't think they would do it.
No,
but
I don't think they
should.
would. It's so interesting seeing Prince Anne.
Yeah.
Like, you know, yelling at competitors and stuff. It's
like
kind of fun.
When you're watching it, though, it's bizarre. It's like a fever dream.
And like Rowan Atkinson is like he's town crier or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's quite bizarre.
It is really odd. It's kind of, you imagine at some point your year 8 maths teacher's going to walk out and then you wake up all of a sudden and go, what was going on there?
Yeah. Back to the Australian version. So it was filmed in Dural in New South Wales.
Yes.
A kind of outer suburb. And it was cancelled in 1987 because the residents of Dural, New South Wales, made a lot of complaints about the noise and the lights and the big horn.
The noise, that would have been Fiona McDonald.
No, that would have been Ricky Mays as well.
Boogie! Oh, that was fun, Jason. Episode 2 of Retro Ordinaire. Thank you for doing this with me. I really appreciate it. I'm only doing this so I've got someone to talk to.
Yeah, I love you too, man.
Oh, I didn't say I love you.
No, it was implied. Yeah, it's good.
Thank you for listening out there. And for anyone who did go to the effort of giving us a nice review on iTunes, that's helpful.
Yeah, that was lovely.
Yeah.
Feel free to share it with your friends if you think they'd enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
And then we have a whole bunch of social media stuff as well. So at Retro Ordinaire on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. And we sometimes post things that we talk about during the show. For example, there is a blooper reel for It's a Knockout that's called It's a Cock Up. And the editors for It's a Knockout put together this for the Christmas party. It's like 30 minutes long. There's a lot of stuff, but it's pretty self-indulgent, but it's kind of fun. If you like It's a Knockout, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. So we're going to put that up on our Facebook and Twitter as well.
And please do tell us if there's anything you'd like us to talk about or send us any links or, correspond with us, all that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. We will be back very soon.
You can't please all the people all the time, but we hope we'll please most of you most of the time. Anyway, see you soon.